Why, hello there, dear listener. I'm your host, Erwin Blackthorn. This is the Dirty Lore House podcast, coming at you with all the deliciously nutty, dirty lore. I have a special guest with me, the Edgy Penguin, and today we're going to be talking about The Cyclone, written by Dillin Thomas.
One of the things is, it does something at first that I like, but it does that cold opening thing where it's like, we're just going to drop you into the middle of a plot line. You know, you're supposed to get the explanation later. Kind of things.
Well, one thing that kind of bugged me was... Well, one thing that bugged me was where that one old man who's in charge of the Cyclone, he tries to explain something that's very important, but the Cyclone is like, no, I don't want to listen. I'm going to go over there and fight anyway. And then he runs around the speed of sound over to the church or wherever they're at. What was it? No, it's a building, right? Just some random house.
Yeah, it's like a gravekeeper's house, I think.
Groundskeeper Willie's house.
Yeah. I mean, I get that because the whole point is this character's supposed to be reckless, but what I don't get is why didn't he just tell him through the earpiece while he was running away?
Well, what's also weird is that this is his first time fighting some kind of shadow monster, but, like, shouldn't he know what kind of monsters are around already? If he's already some kind of hunter?
That's the other thing, and the other thing that doesn't make any sense is it takes him a long time to realize that, the shadow monster's weak to light, and then, like, the old man knows, but the old man decides not to say anything.
Like, he could have told him while he's running.
And the thing was so weird was you were clearly concerned about him dying to the point where you electrocuted him for him to wake up, so why wouldn't you tell him?
I like how he just has, like, a button to, like, electrocute him whenever he wants. To bring him back. Wait, what was that, like, to bring him back to life or just to give him more power?
Well, he was just unconscious.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with this comic. And it's just kind of funny how similar it is to Lightbringer, but then everything that he made fun of in Lightbringer, he put into his own comic.
He kind of did. And the one thing I gotta give Lightbringer some credit for, and I can't believe I'm about to give Lightbringer some credit, at least the character's name fits his power set.
I am the Lightbringer. I bring the light, and where is the pussy? Well, Lightbringer saves a pussy for the rest of us.
No, right? But for real, though, it's like, okay, your character's called the Cyclone. None of his powers are wind-related.
I can understand maybe Cyclone's more like a chaotic thing. Maybe he's supposed to be chaotic, like how a tornado is.
But his powers aren't like that. Like, he's literally just firing laser beams and zipping around at... It's like I'm about to talk about fucking Sonic, but running around the speed of light or close to it. I don't freaking know. Because his powers aren't explained in... And this is the weirdest thing, right? In his notes, he says that there's like 2 arcs in the first 5 chapters, but at no point does Dillin sit down and explain anything.
You know, that's also kind of weird. There's 5 chapters, but already we're like in the second arc. Like,
yeah, like he was somehow...
Do you think that's too short, or do you think that's like short and sweet?
Okay, so what happens in this arc, the arc I'm talking about, is Obed gives the main character, the Cyclone, this tape, and he watches it, and it's this creepy...
Oh, that one with the TV head man, yeah.
Yeah, like the weird, totally not an SCP thing. There's 2 chapters of that, and then he's like, oh, that's the end of the arc. I was like, wait, what? That was it?
But yeah, because so he's watching this for anybody listening. So there's this part in the Cyclone right after he fights this shadow demon, and he beats him with light, which is his main power.
He's surprised that light works.
He's like, wait, light kills a shadow demon.
It's like, have you not seen any goddamn fantasy movie ever?
Not just that, but like, like his powers are light, but for some reason they don't work at first. And then after I think he had to like plug himself to like a power plant, or he like turned on the flashlight or something and killed him.
For some reason he thought, I'm gonna bait this thing into hitting a power plant because somehow that's supposed to kill it. And it's like, why would that kill it?
Haven't you ever seen Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I mean, that actually makes sense, though, because Electro is electricity, so the idea is like, okay, if he's like a battery, then you can overload a battery and it'll explode.
Yeah, but if you overload a shadow, the shadow explodes, you know? It makes sense.
I guess if you overload a shadow with electricity, it blows up. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Oh, I almost forgot that one random character that gets locked in the house, and the Cyclone had the same hair and same body and everything.
Yeah. So one thing that people, I initially thought this until I looked into it, people were saying that Dillin is the one that drew this. He's not.
No.
Someone else drew it, and the thing is...
He wrote it.
I could just...
And to be fair, though, the art style is not bad.
The art style isn't terrible. The problem is when it's like action scenes, it's hard to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I turn my brain off when I saw action or anything like that. And then a lot of times I'll have like moments where there's like a lot of like the like the A and then the H's. I do like the shading where it's like the lines instead of like a bold, like solid color.
I kind of don't mind it, but it's not consistent. Like
that's the thing, though. Yeah, it removes consistency. Yeah, because when I first saw the art style, I thought that it was trying to copy Archie comics, but does it look like Archie comic? I never actually really read those.
It's trying to be more like manga styled. Because there's a part with this just random, like, I don't know, I can't tell if it's hiragana or katakana, but it's like random, like Japanese onomatopoeia sound effects, you see in like JoJo or something, kind of. Or like a door slam. That's the other thing that's weird. Sometimes things have sound effects, sometimes they don't.
So, like the light thing with the flashlight, I think he did that because he saw that from the Lightbringer. He's like, oh, I can do this better with my artist.
I won't lie, the effects on like his light powers look pretty cool in the black and white stuff.
Yeah.
I actually do like that, but the thing is, it's like a lot of the action scenes is really hard to follow what the hell is going on.
Or like, what's his mask even supposed to be? Is he like a bionicle?
I don't know either. That I don't quite get what the mask is supposed to be. I don't.
It's the mask his father gave him before he died or before he killed him. Hey, oh yeah, because that's what I was gonna say about the whole like TV thing. So he puts a VHS in the TV, and then like this like game show starts that's supposed to be a nightmare, but not really. And then like somebody tricked him to put the thing in the TV, but then nobody tricked him at the same time. Am I making sense of that?
So I know I think what happened was someone told him to copy the data from those tapes onto like the mainframe or whatever. Oh yeah, and then whoever sent it like lied, pretending to be his cyborg owner. I like how like us explaining it is much better than how the comic shows it. Yeah, it's really weird, and I think it's honestly a really dumb idea to just launch into a second arc when you haven't explained anything yet.
I mean, is there somewhere where he explained it, like in writing or like in one of his videos? Maybe.
I don't know if he did. And the other thing that I forgot about is there's a physical version of this that he was selling at one point, and I don't know if the physical version has more details than this.
I'm pretty sure it has less. Probably has less pages.
I would hope it has more than what I'm seeing so far, because if I spent money on that, I'd be very confused.
Well, at that point, you're just buying it because it's Dillin, Like, this is what a lot of YouTubers do.
Dude, for real.
Because what sucks is that a lot of YouTubers who they see their fame, they know people are going to buy stuff because it's them. They're going to buy the Belly Daphne bathwater because it's her, They're not going to buy normal bathwater. They want the Belly Daphne version. They always think that they can get away with that by bringing in a product that's not really complete or not really well done. Like, that's why Lindsay Ellis's book it's fascinating to even see it exist, because I don't think you read the book, have you? The Axiom's End?
No, I have not read anything that Lindsay Ellis has written.
So, remember last time where I was telling you about Breach of Peace?
Right, I think, yeah, you're talking about
that book that you read and you, like, fucking hated it?
Yeah, because the thing is, it started out good, and that's what pissed me off. It's like, yo, you started out pretty good. You got a murder mystery, there's some weird Lovecraftian monster in here, and then it's just, what the hell?
Yeah, so Axiom's End, that one is a book about, it's pretty much Twilight with an alien.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
She wanted it to be like 5 books, but then the publisher said, all right, we're going to make you a contract for 3 of them. So you got to release 3 of them. She's like, all right, fine. But then she only released 2, and then she quit the internet. And then she's trying her hardest to like not make the 3rd one.
Is it because the 3rd one was like that bad, or the 2nd one was that bad?
No, it's because like she doesn't want anything else to be released from her, because like she believes her name is like so toxic because of her reputation. But she doesn't want to blame herself for it. She says that like other people made her toxic, I like how she really didn't want to call stuff cancel culture. Like, that's what it fucking is. Just yeah, she made this big huge video about like how cancel culture doesn't exist, and then she gets canceled.
It's like so what is happening to you right now?
And she didn't just get canceled once. She got canceled 3 times that I know of.
I know
Probably
the one was the Raya, the Last Dragon thing, because she said it was like Avatar or something.
Yeah, there's that one, but she canceled herself, and then this time she canceled herself, and then there's a time before where she was making fun of white genocide in South Africa. On Twitter.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so she was being sarcastic about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I love white genocide," and blah 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 blah. And then like all these right wingers and like conservatives are like, "See, they're just being, these leftists are being open about it, about their hatred of white people."
Quiet part aloud again.
They're saying the quiet part aloud, but that's what's so dumb is that she, if you're going to have this big narrative about how white people are evil, and then you say how white genocide is funny, it's like you're setting yourself up for disaster at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I don't get it.
But with her book, I can't say it with a straight face. So in the first book, the entire thing is about this alien that's pretty much Starscream from Transformers.
Okay, I was not expecting Starscream to show up in here.
Yeah, so it's Starscream from Transformers, but it's more of like in the shape of a dog. But like a dog humanoid?
Oh, we're getting some furry shit now.
Yeah, it's like a weird furry cyber thing that's an alien. But the way she explains the entire book is the most boring and convoluted way possible. Because very similar to like Dillin's comic, a lot of stuff that's supposed to be explained isn't. Or it's explained in this weird like indirect way,
Or he explains it in the summary and doesn't actually have it in the damn story.
Yeah, but she doesn't even have a fucking summary. But like the way the book starts out is that you have this girl who's this college dropout, but she's white, but she's also Mexican. But there's nothing Mexican about her except for like sometimes she might speak Spanish. Maybe
say she randomly throwing Spanish words in the middle of an English sentence
because she's like full blown blonde. She's like in California. She's like this super liberal, progressive girl. Nothing about her is Mexican at all. But then Lindsay just goes, "Yeah, she's also Latina, blah 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 blah, and also bisexual, blah 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 blah."
Of course, she's bisexual. Of course,
it's like Lindsay, this is you in the book, but you just added a little bit of spice or whatever you want to call it. You added some Taco Bell sauce to yourself, right? It's the mild kind.
Salsa verde.
It's not even Diablo. It's just the mild kind.
Yeah, I don't. That's like, you just hit the checklist, aren't we, today?
That's what's so stupid about these kinds of author tubers and bread tubers, is that they always want to have a checklist, and then they also say, don't make your minorities tokens, or whatever it is.
Let me ask you, is the fact that she's Hispanic, is it even, like, remotely brought up?
Dude, the only thing Hispanic about her is that she might say... I think she says abuelita for her grandmother, and that's it.
Abuelita, okay, yep.
That's all. That's the only, like, anything related to Mexico. They don't even go to Mexico. They don't even go to a desert. They stay in, like, the most luxurious area of, like, Los Angeles. And, there's, like, the alien lands in, like, the forest, right? Pretty much like E.T., but without the Reese's Pieces. And, the alien literally, like, goes into her brain and controls her body against her will the entire book.
Whoa, okay, we getting some mind rape in here. Okay.
Yeah, so there's, like, mind rape going on, but, like...
This is starting to sound like a dojin.
Dude, it's, like, the weirdest thing. And then when she finally gets to talk to the alien after he controls her, then the alien's like... Yo, I'm from another planet, and I'm also, like, technically trans because we don't have, like, a male or female. And then...
That wouldn't make it trans, though, if it doesn't... That wouldn't even make it trans.
That's what's so dumb about it. Non-binary, I guess.
Not trans if they don't have a male or female...
No sexual organs or anything.
Trans, then.
Yeah, but then, fuck, what was it? The alien says, I don't want to be considered female because apparently females are inferior in your, like, your social concepts. So just call me he, him.
Alien is based.
He's like, just call me he, him because the females are inferior in your...
I guess.
And I'm like, Lindsay, you can't be this, like, sexist against women.
I was like, damn.
But don't worry.
I feel like if I was a woman, I'd be like, yeah, that was kind of insulted.
But that's what's so dumb is that she's trying to say how like society is evil because that's why the alien wouldn't want to be a woman. But it's like, no, Lindsay, this is all in your head. This is your doing.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
She's literally that meme where like the little kid's like in the water with like the boot on his head, and then it like zooms out and like the boot has like his hand holding the boot down.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like.
The story the first book just ends with like the evil alien comes in and is like, hey, we got to kill all humans, and then the good alien who's based, he's like, no, you can't kill them because even though we thought that they were just like useless animals, they're sort of sapient. And then
wait, hold on. Why would the super advanced aliens assume we were just basic aliens? Did they not observe beforehand?
Oh, okay. So apparently these aliens have this like crazy wacky technology. They're super smart, super everything, right? But then they looked at Earth, and then they thought that all of us were basically just the same as like a cow or like an ant or something.
How?
Because they're that stupid.
That's making my brain hurt. Like
that's the thing. It's a fascinating but infuriating book because it's trying to be smart.
Sense.
None of it makes sense. She tries to use all this like crazy postmodernist, like radical feminist logic, and none of it makes sense at all.
Yeah, I'm
like breezing through it because it's like a big fucking book of like just like rambling, blah 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 blah, and then. But when it ends, she gets traumatized from the whole encounter because she gets stabbed by like the evil alien, right?
And then she gets stabbed by the evil. So wait, so does the evil alien have a body? Because I was under the impression they actually didn't have bodies since they hijacked people.
Just imagine the evil alien as like another transformer.
Okay, we'll just make extremely bargain bin Megatron. We'll just go.
Yeah, just like another transformer that can't transform, like just like a generic, or maybe just imagine it as like one of those like bug aliens from District 9 or something,
Okay.
Something like that. Like if that was like a robot. Oh, but yeah. So then the second book starts, and this is where it gets juicy because apparently she thought it would be a good idea to have her second book start with like thoughts about suicide, attempts of suicide. Islamophobia, racism, sexism, all this other crazy shit. And her fans were not happy campers. They were like, Lindsay, what the fuck is this? This isn't even for your fans. This is for nobody.
It's bad when your fans are like, nah, this is bad.
So when her second book came out, this is when she canceled herself again, like in around December. And she thought she was going to win some kind of like Hugo Award for like best sci-fi or something, and then somebody else won, and she was just like kind of nominated but not really after she spent like a bunch of money to like get the award.
That's what a lot of people do with like award stuff. They try to campaign hard for that stuff, but it usually doesn't.
Yeah, so she was like campaigning like crazy, and then that's basically when she canceled herself in December, and that's when everybody started to say, oh, she canceled herself again because of the riot tweet. And then, like, most people are saying, no, it's because she wrote a really horrible book that her fans were angry at her for, but she doesn't want to admit to that one because it's something she actually did rather than the riot thing where she didn't really do anything,
Yeah. So
it's like advocating for all this crazy racist stuff and all this crazy, like the whole thing, the story is that, like, the main character, she gets traumatized and then she tries to kill herself for what's his name, the alien, to come back, right?
Wait, is this like the second Twilight movie?
That's the thing. It's like Twilight in that regard.
Bella, but she tries to kill herself.
Yeah, because so Bella was like, oh, the Edward, I can see Edward if I like go on a motorcycle or something. But here it's like, if I try to kill myself, the alien will come back because she's already kind of connected. So the alien feels her dying, the alien would be like, oh, I know where she is, and then find her again. And then, there's almost no plot to that whole entire book. It just ends with the alien and the main character, who's totally not Lindsay, just leaving the planet. And it's like, good.
The evil alien? Is the evil alien still around or no?
I think the evil alien dies in the first book, and that's why the second book had like nothing to do.
Oh, so they don't even have an antagonist for book 2?
I think the antagonist is like the American government. Because another thing I'm not really like talking about is that the whole entire thing tries to be about conspiracy theories and the government's evil and stuff like that. But it just ends up with Lindsay believing that Dick Cheney would be a better president than George Bush.
Weird take, but okay.
It's like, don't you try to put a Democrat in there. Just put fucking Dick Cheney as president.
I was like, weird take, but okay. This takes place like in the early 2000s then?
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to take place around 2007, but literally nothing about it looks like 2007. It's like everything's supposed to be 2007, but the way everybody talks and the way everybody thinks is like 2019, you know? Like it's already post like BLM and woke advocacy and all this other stuff. But somehow everybody thinks that way in 2007, which is like, nobody thought that way in 2007. Don't try to kid yourself. We were all calling everything gay in the playground in 2007. What are you talking about? Yeah,
no one gave a shit.
Dude, 2007 was awesome, but like, because that was the time when like Jackass and stuff came out. Everyone would just be like goofy and like making videos of them like falling down and hitting each other in the balls and everything.
Everybody was being funny, and now everybody all serious and shit.
Oh, because now you get in trouble. Now we have to obey the Chinese lockdown rules and whatever.
Yeah, that's just so okay. Starting with the evil alien thing, I think that would have been smarter to save that for like book 2 and have the American government be antagonist for book 1.
Or just not kill him off. Have more than one evil alien.
Yeah, you could have more than one evil alien, or you could have a persistent antagonist.
Have like an evil race that comes in that's like why the aliens are escaping. But I guess what the third book was going to do is like have her go to what is basically like Cybertron. You know what I mean? Like have the human go to Cybertron, and then she's gonna have wacky adventures over there. Probably like Avatar, where like they have a romance and then like I guess the American government's gonna chase them over there. I don't know. I guess
the American government gonna call Elon Musk to get a ship over there or something. He reverse engineered the alien tech or something. I don't know. That's probably more interesting than what it would have actually ended up being, honestly.
Yeah, that's what's actually really frustrating about the book. Anything interesting you can think of, she doesn't put any of that in there. She makes it as boring as possible. Like, the biggest highlight of the whole book is where one character, I guess it was like the main character, she couldn't like move. And then so the alien tried to like feed her, and then he just gave her like cream corn and like mayonnaise or something.
That sounds nasty.
I don't know, just...
It sounds really freaking nasty.
So it sounds like a normal dish in California.
Okay.
Oh, you're acting like you never eaten cream corn with mayonnaise, huh? You freak.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, corn salad.
I mean, I've had cream corn before, but with mayonnaise, what the fuck?
I've actually never eaten cream corn.
It's fine. It's not something I'd eat on the regular. Let's put it that way.
And the cream corn seems like the spam of the vegetable world.
That's probably accurate. That's probably accurate.
Like, you're only going to eat it if you go to the 99-cent store as like a luxury.
I don't know. That sounds like such a mess of a story, though.
Yeah, when I get into the first... Because, like, every time I try to analyze a book, I get into the first chapter, but it's like, dude, this video that I'm making for the Axiom Zen, there's so much wrong with it. I'm only talking about the first chapter. It's already over 2 hours long.
Jeez, you know that's bad where you only read the first chapter.
And I'm trying to leave so much out of it of like, I don't want to complain about the same thing over and over again. It's like a different complaint every time, you know?
That's bad when it's like a different complaint each time.
Yeah, because like Breach of Peace had more words in the first chapter. It was longer first chapter. I had less bad things to say about it. And then Axiom Zen, whoa.
The thing that cracked me up with Breach of Peace was that damn... what was it? Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Oh, that weird like gun thing that bugged you?
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, so to any of you leftists who don't understand anything about guns... I don't know, maybe Google it before you start talking about guns.
Google it. Like, it's not even...
You know, that's actually what kind of bugs me now. So, apparently, we're supposed to know all the culture from, like, some random person if we're gonna be putting in diversity, and they tell us that we had to put diversity. But then they don't even understand something like gun culture from their own country.
Hold on, I'm scrolling back up. Oh, here it is. This is the exact line. I'm gonna read it. Chapman cocked his pistol's revolver. Okay, you mean he cocked the hammer of the revolver?
We don't need to get petty details, all right?
Like either one of those would be more accurate than... The revolver is a pistol. You don't need to say a pistol's revolver.
The pistol's revolver.
It doesn't make any sense.
The assault rifle's rifle.
And the assault rifle's rifle. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's the thing that it's like, it's this weird technicality because sure, a rifle has a rifled barrel, you know?
It has a rifled barrel, but you don't say that.
And then sure, the revolver has a revolver in it. You know, something that revolves.
And you technically aren't cocking the revolver cylinder, you're cocking the hammer that's connected to it.
Yeah, so it's just like this weird, like, it's this weird thing where, like, technically he could be correct, but it's not accurate.
It's just such a bizarre sentence to anyone who knows how revolvers work to some degree. You'd be like, what the fuck do you mean by that?
It would be kind of like saying the dog's canine.
I mean, yeah, technically their teeth are canines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a weird way to say it. Like, just say it differently so it doesn't sound weird. But it sounds normal to somebody who knows nothing about guns. And for me, my complaint was that, like, the majority of, like, the first chapter is where they're stuck in, like, this tool shed, like, and analyzing everything, right?
Yeah.
But they never mentioned anything about any tools. They just say tools, but they don't say any, like, details about them. It's like, I'm pretty sure that Daniel had no idea what a rake was, or, like, a hoe, or, well, he probably knows about some hoes, but he doesn't know.
It does. I'd have to actually double check that, because I don't remember.
He doesn't mention any actual, tools, except for the, like, what do you call it? Like, the pliers, the giant wire cutters. To break the lock?
Like some bolt cutters or something.
Yeah, that's the only tool he mentions is bolt cutters. And that's probably because he saw it, like, in the game.
Yeah.
But, like, he doesn't mention anything about shovels. Like, apparently, that's... I don't want to keep complaining, but he thought that they wanted to take a knife from the tool shed when there's all these knives in the house, all these guns in the house.
Why would you go for a knife in the tool shed?
And you go to the tool shed for a knife?
I would have gone to the kitchen first. Get you, like, a...
Dude, at least the kitchen knives work. You're going to go to a tool shed for a fucking knife? And apparently...
I could see if you were trying to get, like, a machete or something, because, yeah, you probably would keep a machete in a tool
shed.
You
get your machete, your hockey mask, you get...
yeah, you know, get your overalls, you know?
You get your overalls.
Get your boots.
Get your New York Tibbs, whatever they call them.
Get your Timberlands. Slasher villain starter kit.
Well, that's what's so dumb about that kind of thing. Like, these, like, super highly educated police officers are like, somebody ran out of the house to go to the tool shed to get a knife to run back into the fucking house.
That makes no goddamn sense. I can see it before, like, someone else arrived at that conclusion and everyone looked at him like, that makes no sense.
And then the other person's like, that's a very smart analysis.
Wait, hold up, what?
I'm so glad you came back from counting chickens to help us out, Samuel.
Other problem with that story is the world building is, like, not explained at all.
Because, it's not fair because, of course, it's, like, his first book, whatever, and it's, like, a short book and stuff, so world building...
But there was no context for anything, really.
But what I was going to say is that if you're going to have this be your first book and there's no world building, and you also kind of know that this kind of introduction is kind of useless, maybe have that as, like, a prologue or just mention it in a different story. You know, like give the first book the one that does the world building instead of the first book just giving us this like, unrelated event.
Yeah, that's just really...
Because that's what kind of sucks about these kinds of books, is that's, like, something unrelated, and then it begins with something unrelated because it's all red herring. So it's, like, unrelated upon unrelated upon unrelated, but never gets mentioned again.
The one thing that bugged me was when they have, like, because it was so weird, because the guy, the police chief was acting like it was unusual. They were talking about there was a monster. Then they established, like, you literally have people who are somehow chosen by, like, your god thing and have powers. It's like, why would the idea of a monster be just completely out of the question for you?
Yeah, they have magic, they got demons, they got, like all this crazy voodoo going on, but then...
they brought up demons, and they said demons haven't existed for a long time. It's like, okay, we're going to elaborate on that?
Yeah, but then believing a demon would do this instead of this crazy rebellion thing that's going on. They're like, no, the rebellion one makes sense. This demon thing, though, it's part of our world. That doesn't make sense.
I confused the shit out of it. It's like, wait, hold on, you just gonna casually drop that demons exist in your universe and not, like, elaborate on that?
If I saw that whole scene, I would be like, yo, this is, like, some demon shit. Let's look for demons first instead of looking for a rebellion. The rebellion shouldn't even be part of this.
And then the other guy, what was his name, Chapman. Chapman was like, okay, you're trying to get this lady to help you, and you were doing this in the worst way possible.
Chapman is just like that guy's an anomaly. In my review, I call him Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. I mean, he doesn't. Does he ever just randomly yell darkness at the top of his lungs?
Probably, but he might as well, just because he's like this zany bald man.
Yeah. I was like, man, this is the worst way to get someone to help you.
I really wanted like Clit to spit on him like the Rose did in Titanic.
Oh nah.
That would be a pretty good like reference. He'd have like a little wink to the camera.
The one thing that pissed me off was like, okay, so they established, okay, these chosen things, okay, you can't kill them apparently. But then it's like everybody just dies. So I was like, what was the point of this whole story then?
Yeah. Isn't that weird that like everyone dies at the end?
What was going on?
Spoilers, but John dies at the end.
It's one thing if it's a horror movie, because then it's like, okay, you can kind of get away with that. And even then, with horror, it can be kind of annoying.
Oh, man. Well the most annoying one I've seen was, have you ever seen the movie See No Evil?
I don't think I have.
It's the one with Kane, like the wrestler Kane.
Nah, I'm drawing a blank on that.
If you're a wrestling fan, you'd be like, I know that movie right away. But they had a sequel to that movie, See No Evil 2. It was one of those movies where like everybody dies at the end, and then the villain, he was like completely unstoppable. Same with Terrorizer, or what was it called? Terrifier, I think.
It's like the Grudge movies where after the first one they established, there's no way to stop this thing. And like, okay, so
that's Japanese. That doesn't count.
True, it is Japanese. Doesn't count. But the point is still the same. It's like once you establish that, what's the point anymore?
Do you think Japanese horror is more interesting than like Western horror?
I will say they handle Ghost a little bit better because one of the things I think make Ghost scary is the fact that they don't adhere to like any rules, and especially like with stuff like The Grudge, where it's like they really play on the fact that this thing can get you at any point, even in ways that make no goddamn sense. Like, oh, I can come to a photograph and kill you. Because that happens at one point. Like, someone sees like a mark on a photograph, and then all of a sudden, the mark like turns, because they're like an old school photo development room with the red light and stuff.
Yeah.
And the photo starts turning to a black smudge, and then the ghost girl comes out of it and kills the guy. And it's like, you just came out of a photograph and killed him.
Because the photo holds the soul of the person that they took a picture of or whatever.
The thing was, it wasn't even like she was in the picture beforehand.
Nah, dude, listen, you just don't understand this. Japanese, alright?
I liked it because it made everything extremely unpredictable because you had no idea when somebody was gonna die or not.
It's like in the Freddy versus Jason when Freddy Krueger's hand comes out of the magazine. Like, got your nose, and they pulls her nose off.
Yeah, that was funny.
But that was like in her nightmare. It wasn't in the real life.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Japanese horror. Like, one main thing about Japan that, like, Westerners like us, we don't really understand fully is that they have kamis, You know what kami is?
Well, yeah, they're like, spirits. Sometimes they're like gods and stuff, too.
Yeah, it's like a nature spirit, and it's like, it could become a god, but it's almost always going to be like the spirit of, like, your ancestors that are, kind of protecting the family.
Yeah.
And so you got to respect your ancestors, or else, your family's going to be cursed or something like that.
Your family's like your ancestors, like, guess who's not getting protected from demon shit?
Yeah, that's why you got to respect your family, because they're like, no, you respect your family not because I'm telling you to, because you're going to get fucked in the ass by the commies, all right?
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm saying communist.
What Onryus, I think I like what they call like ghosts, like evil ghosts. Onryus.
Those are called Yoris. Right?
Yoris, I think this.
Yokai.
Onryo is a vengeful spirit. Okay,
yokai are right. The like the demon kind of things.
So according to Wikipedia, Onryo is literally vengeful spirit, sometimes rendered as wrathful spirit. Crystal ghost. Yurei is so Yurei just means ghost. I guess Yurei means ghost, but Onryo specifically is an evil one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the thing that makes Onryo scary is in like a lot of Western movies, it's like the ghost usually wants something. Sometimes, like, it has some kind of goal other than just freak you the fuck out. But with Omni, it's like, no, we're just rage incarnate. You just stepped into our territory.
Yeah, we're just pissed.
Gonna kill you. We're just pissed, and you're in
my way.
So we're gonna take it out on you.
But yeah, because like in Western stories, usually a ghost, it's like they're trying to go to the afterlife, and it's like different planes of existence, And then it's like the ghosts, you can kind of defeat them with like, I don't know, salt or whatever it is they do in Supernatural or something similar.
Or you get a priest in there to try and...
You get a priest with the holy water, like it starts speaking Latin at them. But in Japan, it's like, nah, none of that works. It's not part of that.
It doesn't really work on them.
Son, they don't roll that way.
There's a point in the, this is in the American Grudge 2, where they find the mom of the person who became the ghost. And the mom is just like, and the mom is like an exorcist. Apparently what she would do is she would take the evil spirits from other people and then feed it to the daughter.
Yeah.
Why do you thought that was a good idea? I don't know. Is there not a better way to contain these things?
I think in Japan they do have exorcists as well, but they're like a monk who like, I'm not sure if this is for the ghosts, but they have like these like weird tags that they put on the
Yeah, the seals and stuff.
Yeah, there's little tag things that they write like some kind of like characters on there, and then they like slap it on them.
I think they're called Omnioji or something like that. I think that's what they're called.
I don't know, but like a lot of the Japanese stuff is kind of based on Chinese things, and then in China they have like those like vampires with like the tags, like how Capcom has that one.
Omnioji. Hold on, let me look this up. Omnioji. It literally means yin yang master. Okay. What is it? What do they do again? Okay. In Middle Ages, this term was referred to people who perform prayers and divinations in private sectors, some regards as kind of clergy. Okay, so basically priests, I guess.
Yeah, damn, you know all this, but you don't know about kanji or commies?
I know about commies. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember. I didn't know exactly what an Omnioji was, but I know that.
No, it's like you're super well versed into this, but it's just funny how like some small things like get by you.
Yeah, I mean, it
happens to me all the time.
Because I had an idea of what it meant, but I didn't know exactly what Omnioji meant.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to repeat it with what I thought it meant without like double checking.
Oh, and then I
didn't hear about this.
I was gonna say like the whole commie thing is also why they have like cell phones who are haunted. They have cameras that can defeat the ghosts, like in Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame, which I actually need to play those.
I got that one on the PSN from a PlayStation 3 because I'm too much of a boomer to get like a PlayStation 5.
I don't have a PlayStation 5 either, and I'm probably not gonna get one just because. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit to PC because I'm tired of Sony shit right now.
Well, because, like, what exactly is there to get a PlayStation 5 over? What, Bloodborne, maybe? Like, one game?
Well, not Bloodborne, the Demon Souls remake, which, if the NVIDIA leaks, which from months ago, that actually, one of the things in the leak is confirmed now, which was Kingdom Hearts 4, then that would mean that there's going to be a Demon Souls PC port.
Wait, is Kingdom Hearts on Steam or no?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is on Epic Store right now.
Okay, so what the fuck is the point of getting a PlayStation? If everything's on computer, then, you know, like, because even God of War 4 is on Steam.
Yeah, God of War 4 is now on PC. I played it on PS4, and I don't really want to play it on PC because it was not as fun as the originals. Not even close.
It was weird, though, because they're trying to make God of War almost like how they have Skyrim, maybe? Because they had like this weird like open world.
Trying to go like a Dark Souls-esque thing because you're much except take the stamina system out of it, but just make it so enemies hit like a truck. Especially maybe it's because I was playing it on hard mode.
That probably is
that on normal.
Because I remember God of War is fucking hard.
They can get downright just ridiculous on higher difficulties, especially the last half of like the first game.
I remember sweating, dude. Like in God of War 3, I was sweating up a storm trying to defeat like some random like Cerberus boss.
The Cerberus is a pain in the ass in that game.
Yeah, I remember like there was one part in Hades, and I was like stuck there for like 3 years because I was like just trying to beat the stupid thing on hard mode.
It can get pretty vicious, but
God of War was a Dark Souls of PlayStation 2 era.
That is if you're playing it. Well, the thing is, they wanted to make an easier Devil May Cry game, and yeah, they did.
I mean, it was a great concept to have like some Greek god be created, like through your adventure.
Yeah, they were fun games. The problem was, it really sounds like they didn't really know what the fuck to do with it, because apparently before the guy who was the director of God of War 2, came on board, they weren't even going to have Kratos be in the game.
I don't know. That would definitely ruin the entire experience because God of War is Kratos, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why you would bother.
It's like when they had Infamous and they got rid of Cole You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Second Son, they had a new character.
Yeah, so I was like, what's the point of it being infamous if you're not Cole anymore? Like, it's like calling a I don't know. I was gonna say it's like calling a Spider-Man and no Peter Parker, but they did that many times.
That.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Second Son was actually fun to play.
I'm sure it was.
It actually was, like a pretty decent game. The only thing I didn't like about it was, you know how games have, like, the good and evil route?
Yeah.
And the way you had to do the good route was your powers, the upgrades you got were tailored based on how you were playing the game. So if you're playing as I forgot what the character's name, Good Delson, and your powers are geared towards subduing enemies, not killing them. It's like you'd have abilities like with the smoke power, if you hit someone in the head, it would stun them, then you could grab them. And I don't know how you pin someone to the ground with smoke, but that's what you do.
It's probably like a kind of like physical, like an air blast,
I guess. But the problem is when you got to boss fights, you couldn't do that.
So it meant nothing in boss fights.
Aren't scaled for damage. It actually makes the fight a lot more difficult if you're playing as a good guy.
Yeah.
And some of the powers, even if you're playing good, they're still too offensive to even work. Like you had like a missile power, but it's like, why would you upgrade this if you're not playing? If your goal isn't to, kill people.
I think they just got really confused as to what they wanted to have. And then they have like some stupid CEO going, we got to have the good side harder to fight because they're good. And then we have the dark side more strong, more offensive. Because usually it's like where like the good side can heal themselves more or something like that. Like you're more defensive.
It's been a while since I played the game, but I think...
Because I remember the first game, if you play good, your attacks are like more where they heal you, or like more where like you're able to move around. I forget, let me see. I remember like the dark side, if you're playing the evil Cole, then like your attacks are like, you have like this like lightning strike that's like constant, you don't have to keep on tapping. Yeah, it says good powers are more accurate, while evil powers are more about splash damage and like destroying stuff around you.
Dude, that's a better balance. I think that's a better balance.
That's a way better balance. That
makes sense, because an evil character wouldn't give a fuck about collateral damage.
But here's a really important question. Who would win in a fight, the Cyclone or Cole McGrath? Cole would probably win that. Although the thing that I don't understand, and it's never explained in the Cyclone is, okay, so he can kind of do like a light speed dash ability thing, but it's not actually explained how fast he's going. And yeah, I remember Marshall Nerd, he was talking about how there's like this panel where it clearly shows the Cyclone being hit by something, but then the next panel he's like, I dodged it. Yeah,
there's like a part where there's a part, and I think it's chapter 2, where it took me a minute to realize he was dodging attacks because it almost
it looks like he's being hit.
Look like panels.
Yeah. Wait, have you read the Lightbringer or no? Or did you just watch the video?
The Lightbringer, I've watched like Dylan's coverage.
So you know what Lightbringer's all about, where he like sells chairs and then sells chairs by day and then he like fights evil by night. I was listening to the video. I wasn't watching it, but I'm pretty sure there's another panel where it looks like he gets hit because his body's like flopping around, but apparently it was like a dodge.
I don't know. The action scenes are really hard to follow because the thing is, some of these panels, like they're very small and it's a close-up shot. So it's kind of like, in bad action movies where there's close-ups of like punches flying, but you don't see the hits connect at all.
Also, the panel kind of doesn't really make sense to me, where it has the big A in the middle of it, right? That's splitting up like 4 different areas, but then somehow his hair and his fingers are like all in the same panel.
I don't even know if it's supposed to be panels or if it's supposed to be like him dodging attacks, like if the lines are supposed to be like attacks he's somehow dodging.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because the guy looks like he's flying at him to like chop him with the blades. I assume those were like...
Because to me, I thought it was 3 panels being split up into one square,
That's what, it kind of looks like both. It could be a case of both. I don't know.
The A stands for awesome.
I guess. I don't know. I'm really confused as to what is going on here. And what's weird is when I go into like the artist's like original comic, the panels are way less confusing, at least in the one I did skim through.
So, from the panels you've seen from Lightbringer, do you think those panels are better than the Cyclone ones?
Nah, because I'll give...
Not the art, but like just the way the panels function.
Okay, I'll say this. The Cyclone has some panels that Like, where there's points where the panel layout is actually pretty decent. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lightbringers are just consistently bad. In my opinion, like, it's like this consistently bad. And then with Dillin's comic, it's like up and down.
Yeah.
There's some parts where it's like, that's actually pretty neat. Like,
yeah, because there are some parts where they're like, oh, okay, this is good. This is like almost like a professional looking like comic book. Like, you know, better than some Marvel comics these days.
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, it'll just come out like,
what the hell is going on?
Because I've seen some comics where I understand what's going on from their movements, and then, you know, like, they'll do a punch, they have the little, like, air things moving around, person dodges it very clearly. The panel's not incredibly tiny for very important things. I think this is what kind of bugs me about this one, is that something very important happens, and he gives it, like, the tiniest panel possible.
Yeah, like, I think I found the scene you're talking about, where it looks like he got hit, but then it turns out, no, he totally dodged it. It's like right here, because it's like you got the anime black screen.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Slash marks. And I think what he was going for was a guy slash thinking he was still there. And then when he finished the slash, he's like, oh, he's not here. Shit, where'd he go? And then
he goes behind him, says nothing personal, kid, pulls out his katana.
I think I said that when I was reading. Oh, he did the teleport behind him, nothing personal, kid. And then does a legally not a Kamehameha wave through the guy's chest. Because that's pretty much what that is. Which, okay, that was kind of neat, but the problem was it was really hard to figure out that's what happened. Also,
wasn't it where, like, the shadow monster at the end of the arc 1, it didn't even get defeated?
So this confused the shit out of me. There was, like, 2 monsters in the first arc. There's one called Rampage. It literally only says that his name is Rampage, and that's it.
And that's the shadow monster, right?
And, no, the shadow monster is the kid that we thought got killed in the first chapter.
Wait a minute.
Shadow Boss and that are 2 separate things. It took me a minute to realize they were 2 separate things.
I didn't know these were 2 separate things at all. I thought they were the same one.
It's confusing, and it's not cleared up until the bonus chapter where you see where it's the weird guy with the plague doctor mask is standing over the Rampage dudes. I guess they just left him there.
I think what would have helped, there's one tiny panel that shows Rampage and then the Shadow Monster separate, like a very like bird's eye view of them.
Yeah, I think that would have been...
Like how sometimes animes do that?
Yeah. The other thing that bugs me is so at first it seems like they were going for like a horror theme, but then it kind of drops that.
And then it goes for like a Batman and Arkham Asylum theme.
It's really weird because it's like, okay, the first chapter's kind of got a horror vibe, and then like the Cyclone shows up and is making jokes and stuff and is barely taking the situation serious.
I mean, maybe you could consider that as like comedic relief, but...
I guess. And then you have the TV guy, which feels like an SCP monster, honestly.
Because for me, I don't see it as an SCP monster. Maybe it's because I'm not really like that familiar with like a lot of them.
I'm actually not even super familiar with SCP either. I just know the one where it's like it kills you if you don't look at it.
Yeah, I just know that one, and then like the IKEA that keeps on going forever, and then you'll have like people camping out in the IKEA because you got lost in there.
That sounds horrifying. Actually.
It's horrifying and really dumb at the same time. It's like one of those things where like, oh, this would be terrible if I'm in there, but this is just so absurd that it's just funny.
Yeah.
So the guy with the TV head, the only time I've seen a TV head was, well, there's Vosh, but then there's also this comic book called Saga. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I remember that's the one with like the guy and like the baby mama are like being hunted for some reason.
Yeah, and then there's this race of people who have like TVs for heads.
Yeah, there's like they introduced them in like a weird sex scene, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that entire thing is just wacky, but apparently it's like winning all these awards. With the Cyclone villain, I thought he was going to be like that kind of race, or something similar to it, where there's like these TV people. I thought it was going to be something interesting, but then it just turns out there's like this one monster who's like basically a creepypasta.
Yeah, he is like a creepypasta monster.
Yeah, he's like a creepypasta monster, and then he ends up having the Cyclone reveal to himself that he killed his dad or something. Wasn't that it?
No, he didn't kill his dad. What happened was the TV guy asked him like, who do you hate most? And he says his dad. They don't elaborate on anything with that.
Yeah. Okay, so it was like, who do you hate most? He
asked him who's the first person you killed, and he says, hold on, what was the person's name?
I could have sworn the first person he killed was his dad or something.
No, I don't know. That might actually be his dad. They didn't say he didn't say his father, so he gave a different name.
Yeah, it's too cryptic for its own good. It's trying to be very simple and cryptic at the same time.
I just think it's weird that it's like you jumped into another arc and we haven't gotten any explanation.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that you have this like, fun battle in the beginning, but then you move on to have this like weird psychological horror thing going on. I mean, maybe it's like different types of horror, and then the Cyclone tries to deal with it in his like weird, like sarcastic or I don't even know what you call this, like this like rebellious teen, angsty teen way.
The guy he said he thought he killed, and this dude looked like. He looks like something out of like a metal band, but like
to me, he looks a little bit like that guy from Ninja Turtles, the guy with the hockey mask.
Oh, he does look like a more emo Casey Jones. It's actually
yeah, like emo Casey Jones.
Looks like a more emo Casey Jones. Yeah, he does. I don't even hate the design. It's just it's weird because it shows him in a suit and then he's got the mask all on top of that. It was just kind of weird.
It does kind of relate to Ninja Turtles, where like you have these turtles wearing like trench coats, try to blend in, and nobody notices there's something weird going on.
Nobody notices the damn thing.
But then it's kind of weird, like, because honestly, all these mistakes that he's making, these are things that anybody can make a mistake with a comic book, because they're gonna put things that they like together, and a lot of times they'll like things that conflict with each other, and so you have to realize what works together and what doesn't. And half of this comic, we don't even know how the world works.
That's the problem. The thing is, I feel like a lot of this would be better if we had context of what the hell is going on. Like, how does all of this work? Because even the summary, like, it just says that he was experimented on by a corporation. Okay, why was he experimented on? And now he's a wanted individual. Okay, why is he a wanted individual? Like, what the fuck?
Like, who really wants him? Are these people working for the government, or are they working for the corporation? Are they just like entities of the world that are evil? Because when you have something like Batman or Superman or even, like something like Infamous, like, you know who the villains are. You know what their motives are. You know why they're the way they are.
Yeah.
You know why the hero is the way they are.
We don't know. We can kind of figure out that he's not entirely doing this. Like he says at one point in the chapter where the TV head guy is talking to him that he's only doing this because he's told to.
Yeah.
So, which is another thing that's weird because I remember Dillin went on like a tirade about how Lightbringer wasn't really a hero, but it's like your character really isn't either.
I mean,
and I don't know where if he's going with that.
I can kind of see a nuance here because I don't like. Do you think that Dillin claims his Cyclone character is a hero or an anti-hero?
I don't remember if he did, but I do know he was talking about how Lightbringer isn't a hero because Lightbringer like wants to like kill people and stuff or something like that.
I mean, heroes can want to kill people, especially if they're evil. That's what's kind of dumb about that point. I don't know. I do find some charm in that whole thing. Like there's something that, because it's like the Lightbringer, he brings the light, and then he's fighting against like slavers and rapists and like all these really.
It's funny though. That's like they have a whore market.
Yeah, they have like this whore market.
Like it's like, am I supposed to take this serious? Because I'm fucking busting out laughing at the whore market.
I mean, that's kind of what it is, but he just gives it such a funny name. And then, like, poor Linkara insert, he's just, like, there selling chairs, and people are, like, breaking beds, fucking these whores.
Yeah. It's so freaking weird. The thing is, and I gotta give Linkara credit, Linkara has said, yeah, this comic was ass. I don't know, it was terrible.
Because, like, what I'm trying to say is that, pun intended, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is, like, something worth there. I would actually really like to make, like I would really like to see something like Lightbringer get, like, kind of remade, like, rebooted.
Someone's actually trying to do that. I think it's like Linkara's ex is doing some kind of remake of it.
Iron Liz?
Yeah, I think Iron Liz is doing some kind of remake or something.
The Great Iron Liz.
I don't know if it's going to be any good, but...
I mean, maybe, but I just don't know what Iron Liz has done, like, creative-wise.
I don't know too much about Iron Liz, aside from... They used to date Linkara.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that Linkara, in his videos, he would always have some kind of a skit where he has, like, like evil Linkara, shadow Linkara, mecha Linkara.
The Mecha-Kara thing at one point. I'm not kidding, there's like a Mecha-Kara thing.
I know, like, Robo-Kara, Predator-Kara.
I get it, but it's kind of funny.
Do you think that he was having fun with that, or do you think he was like, I gotta do this for a paycheck?
I don't know.
Because it does seem fun if you're into that whole cosplay thing and, like, creating your, like, evil versions of yourself, because it's only you and your girlfriend in your house or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, my only complaint is when you're doing, like, movie reviews and stuff, like, because I'll be honest, I'll fast forward through skits as they go on too long.
I just turn the video off when those skits turn on.
I'll just be like, okay, when does this skit end? Okay.
Because Linkara is actually nice enough to put the skits at the end.
Yeah, okay, he puts it at the end. All right, that's cool. That's good. So he'll be putting it in the beginning, and that's when it's just like, why?
I think sometimes you put it in the beginning, but if he puts it at the end, that's cool. If you put it at the beginning, you're like the same person who says, like and subscribe at the beginning of your video when I have no idea who the fuck you are.
So much. People say, before we get this video, please like and subscribe. Like, you haven't done anything yet.
But that's like a 30-minute long like and subscribe call to action.
I guess if you did it, like, okay, you gave us like 5 minutes of content and you say, and if you like the video so far, maybe consider subscribing. Like, okay, that's fine. That's fair.
That's the thing that sucks about people in the channel awesome kind of range. I mean, like the people who remain, like half of the, like there, that was a calling. That was like a, what do you call that? Decimation. Where like almost everybody left except for like Brad Jones, Nostalgia Critic, and then like his 2 cronies.
And like Guru Larry, I think is still part of Channel Awesome.
Poor Guru Larry.
I think he's still there. I don't know if I think he said that he's only there for the meme at this point. I think he said it at one point.
Yeah, or probably just for the paycheck, which, I don't blame him. Like, staying with the company that you've been for a while, and, for things that you're not even involved in.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, so, like all those people who left Channel Awesome, how many do you think are actually, like, still relevant, except for, maybe Angry Joe or somebody like that?
Let's say Angry Joe, and I think maybe Doug Jones. I forgot what Cinema Snob. I think he's still.
Well, I think he stayed with Channel Awesome, didn't he?
Oh, did he? I don't know if he's.
Yeah, because Brad Jones is a Cinema Snob, but then it's like people like like the Film Brain, Linkara, Spoony died a long time ago.
Spoony's just. I was watching somebody do a "This is how you don't play" on Spoony playing Doom, and it wasn't even funny. It was just depressing. The person making the video outright saying, "Yeah, this was depressing to make." Like I thought it was gonna be funny. It wasn't.
I was trying to make the whole "Don't tell me how to play" thing like different.
Don't tell me how to play. Oh, he derailed like part of the people were talking about his brother who because people were memeing out his brother shot a
illegal.
Yeah, who was like a straight up criminal and stuff. I think he had like a bunch of.
That's what's so dumb is that Noah's brother's his hero. He saved lives. He's basically Batman. And then Linkara's there trying to not Linkara's. Freudian slip. Spoony's there. Spoony's there trying to play Doom, and he's like dying constantly.
Yeah. He was pretty.
I know, he was playing
like paused the stream to address it, even though he was saying I don't know why he was.
You know what the "Don't Tell Me How to Play" thing was from? That was from Alien Isolation. He just kept dying because he didn't understand, like, he was making a whole bunch of noise and knocking things over and, like, slapping the alien in the ass and everything. There's
some times where I just can't watch someone play a game because it's like, I really want a backseat, but I know I shouldn't.
I'm kind of like that, but I also like a good, I like a good tire fire, like a big dumpster fire. I like to watch people just completely fail. Train wreck, that's the word I'm looking for.
Sometimes it's funny, but then when they start getting pissed at the game, it's like, you clearly aren't understanding how this works.
Don't stop them there. That's what makes it funny. That's why DSP exists.
Oh man, I remember I was watching, This Is How You Don't Play, him playing Doom 3, and he kept complaining about the, in Doom 3, it's the thing where, like, and I hate this too, but the thing where you open a door and there's an imp crouched and it, like, leaps at you the minute you open the door. And you have, like, less than a second to move back before it hits you.
Surprisingly, I never had that problem.
Wow, because I had that problem. If you, and I keep forgetting that sprint is a thing in that game. If you sprint back, you can dodge it.
Because if I ever see an enemy, I usually like dodge to the left or right.
You can do that too, but he would keep saying there's nothing I can do. You just got to tank the damage. It's like
nothing I can do, dude.
Nothing I can do. You just got to tank the damage.
I'm pressing buttons. Nothing I can do.
He was like, "That's bullshit. I dodged it." And then the guy went and replayed the footage of slow. I was like, "You started moving after he already did the leap, so no."
Oh, it did like that, like the voice in slow motion, and then.
Well, it was like he played the "Why the Fuck You Lying" song.
I love that one. Because that's the thing that people don't understand about me is that I love DSP because he sucks at games and because he understands he's a meme and he's doing all these goofy things and he just rolls with it, Well,
this wasn't like him in the thing doing this. I think he was serious.
No, I know he's serious, but it's like you can be serious in the moment, but you can also know that you're gonna keep on being serious that way, and you're just like aware of your like faults, Like Like, it's a knee-jerk reaction, but you can be aware of your knee-jerk reactions, and you can, like, benefit from them, because he's making all this money.
I got tilted playing, because I playing, Blood for the first time, because someone recommended it to me. And
that was me.
I got so tilted. Was that you?
I told you, dude, play first unit of Blood, and you're like, okay, what could go wrong? And then, I guess you got really pissed at it.
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, I was mad. That pissed me off because I was like, yo, I'm dying in less than a second. I didn't even get a chance to fucking react.
It's bullshit sometimes, but you gotta save and all the other stuff that old games have. There's some parts where like you have these like cult people with like Tommy guns shooting the fuck out of you.
And they kill you so fast, it's not even funny. Like at least in Doom, when the zombie man, they give you like an audio cue to let you know, they're nearby.
Yeah,
they can't like kill you in 2 seconds unless you are just really low health.
It is the Dark Souls.
Like, no, they just kill you immediately.
It's the Dark Souls of the 2.5D shooters. As
cringe as that is, it's accurate. It is.
But that game, I only got like a little bit into it. And then once I got like Tommy Gun, Dynamite or something, I'm like, this is fucking hard. I gotta like relax and not play this game for a while. If you play the second one though, that one's a lot easier. But it sucks because it's too easy sometimes, you know?
I heard the second one is actually pretty awful.
It's absolutely bonkers, but you kind of like, you go in there liking the absurdity. It's kind of like when you're playing House of the Dead and you're watching the cutscenes and like all like the really like horrible acting. It's that kind of enjoyment, right? Like, don't go in there expecting something very good, like, well-written story. You just enjoy the goofiness.
Have you played the House of the Dead remake?
I don't think I played the remake. I never even played the first one. I've only played the second one, third one, and Overkill.
Overkill was fucking hilarious.
Overkill, I love that game. I love everything about it.
House with it, and it's like...
I love the music. I love the every line they have. Every stupid motherfucker that guy says.
The Isaac guy, he probably has the highest motherfucker count in the game.
Like, if that game included like a little like motherfucker counter, that would be amazing.
Someone needs to mod that into that game.
Yeah, just mod that into the game.
How to get like the motherfucker counter.
And then poor G, he's like, you're always motherfucker this and motherfucker that. And they're like, motherfucker. They're like going in like that. They're like driving around like an ice cream truck trying to kill these stupid mutants.
Yeah. That shit was freaking funny.
But yeah, that's basically Blood 2 in a nutshell. Is like kind of like that. And then, what was I talking about before we talked about Blood? DSP. So with DSP, he's making money off of people hating him. And nobody understands that he's the winner in that situation. You know what I'm talking about?
I feel like I'd never want to make a video on him because I feel like I'm just not... I guess like, what would be the point?
I mean, you know, you can make the obvious jokes like, hey, remember that time when he was jerking off on camera?
Yeah. I gotta give DSP credit, though. He did roll with the joke on that eventually.
It would have been funnier if he, like, did it again. And he was like, no, dude, it's like, like he like troll people by like constantly doing it.
People think he did it again. Then he just, when people say he's jacking up, he just stands up and it's just like, there's nothing.
Yeah, like pulls his hand up and it's like something he's shaking, like a, what do you call it? Like a yogurt or something?
Yeah, like he's shaking like a bottle of, like he's, you know, like the powder mix you put in like water. He's doing that.
He was like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. And then like he like slowly puts the hand up into the camera range.
Yeah, he does the head back and everything because he's doing it. Just to make people think that's what he's doing. Then he just pulls, it's like, what'd you think it was?
Or he's just holding like a shake weight or something.
Oh, that'd be even funnier with the damn shake weight.
Because I haven't seen anything from DSP in like years, but I know he's still around, right?
Yeah, he's still around.
But this guy's been making money. He's lived in a house with a BMW and all this for sucking at video games and getting laughed at. Yeah. And he just rolls with it. He's like, all right, give me the money then. And you can laugh at me. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, this is like that's like what everybody kind of wants.
Pig roach because you can't get rid of him.
But that's what's so dumb is that people are paying him to pretty much live in a house with a BMW just to play games all day.
Yeah.
And not even well after like all these years. And then like he'll be playing
understand that.
And he'll be playing like Dark Souls and dying. And people are like, oh, he's so stupid, he's dying. It's like, dude, you're paying his bills. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like you're giving him super chat to tell him he sucks. What are you doing?
I love
That's
it.
so stupid.
I love it when people give super checks saying, "Hey, you suck. You're an idiot. You're stupid." It's like you just paid me.
I'm just gonna look at this like, okay, thanks for the $5.
You gave me money for no fucking reason.
You gave me money though, and yeah, some people will charge it back, but still.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, why even go through all that, man?
I mean, it does suck that a lot of these Lolcows, they get their information stolen and they get like their PayPal hacked or something. Like poor Dillin. That's what's so stupid. I don't like it when people do that, when they try to like actually attack you because you're a person on the internet.
In real life. Just you can troll in his chat or whatever, that's fine, but don't fuck with the guy in real life.
Yeah, make a video about him, but don't like try to affect his life or like get his family involved or something.
Wings got it real bad lately because these clips resurfacing him saying stuff like the age of consent to be 12 and stuff, which, yeah, they're terrible clips. He shouldn't have said it. But then people were making fake TikTok accounts and making it out like he was a predator, like harassing underage people on TikTok. The part where the actual police got involved and he had to prove that wasn't his account.
Yeah, that kind of stuff to get the police involved. Like, dude, that's my tax dollars at work, and you're wasting my tax dollars.
Yeah, so you wasting my tax dollars, man.
Or like swatting. Like, who the fuck keeps on swatting people?
Yeah, can we just stop with the swatting shit? It's not funny. Somebody's gonna get killed. You're gonna go to jail.
A poor SWAT man's gonna shoot, I don't know, PewDiePie or something, and is gonna get traumatized.
But to be fair, PewDiePie lives in Sweden, so I don't even know if they have SWAT police over there.
The Swedish SWAT man's gonna go into his house and bonk him on the head with those sticks they have over there.
He just takes a battle axe to the door. Like a 7-foot-tall Viking-looking motherfucker, just oiled up with like baby oil, shirtless with the tribal.
That's fucking terrifying. Like a guy, he gets like high up on all those like berserker drugs, and he just goes in there with a battle axe.
Berserker shrooms.
Like and then just like smashes you in the head with a fucking warhammer.
Screams and yells in like angry Swedish noises. Just breaks down your door. PewDiePie sent there playing Amnesia, and the guy just throws the axe into his computer.
This makes me think that like every like SWAT member is dressed and looks just like Techno Viking.
Yeah, it's just straight up Techno Viking looking motherfucker.
When they're like going towards the door, they're like do like the little like dance towards the door.
Yeah.
Well, those are all the lols we have to offer for today. But before we all fuck off, make sure to check out the link in the description below, where you can find Edgy's book, Renegades Volume 1. Volume 2 is also coming soon, so check out both of those if you're interested in anthropomorphic animals duking it out with kooky corporations. Till next time!